I want, and I pray.
So I've been looking for a proper way to close this entire brouhaha, this whole playlist, this whole episode, this whole season of tuition fees in Norway for international students. And well, so today will be the final update I have for you officially, although that is not the final, it's a whole battle. It's not the final fight, but then this is the final update I will be bringing to you formally. And before I go into details, I just want to thank you guys for your support from update number 1 to update number 20, and this is the last, which is update number 21. It's been a whole lot. It's been a whole period of learning for me. It's been a whole period of discovering for me, and it's all been insightful, and it's been so nice having to meet a number of you, having to speak to. I've not met most of you in real life. I've only spoken to you guys online on Instagram, on Facebook, TikTok. Thank you so much for reaching out, and it's been really interesting getting to know people from all around the world and knowing that what I am doing in my little corner is reaching out to the whole world. It's been so great. This whole update started last year in October when the whistle was blown that Norway would move from the free principle to start charging tuition fees for international students coming from outside the EU, the EEA area in Switzerland. And here we are. How many months? Here we are finally. Now for the issue of if all hope is lost, on my part, if we should say all hope is lost, seriously, I'm Christian and I believe in God. I have prayed concerning this issue, and I know a number of you have prayed, called out to your God. And if God says this is what should be, who are we? But then I still have faith. I still have hope somewhere that everything might work out really well at the end. But I just want to end it because it's been a whole back and forth, and the situation is still the same. And it's just nice that we progress and move on, and then just cast our net on many waters. As I said in the beginning, that we shouldn't put our eggs in one basket, but then we should spread our net on different waters. Spread your net on different countries, and everything will be okay. And here we are. And over the months or over the weeks, I've received comments as to whether this whole tuition fees was going to impact me. I know some of you were eager to know how I was going to be affected by this one way or the other. There was no way I was going to be affected. I just had my graduation a few days ago on Tuesday. That's on the 13th of June. I graduated from NMBU. I have a master's degree in applied economics and sustainability, and it was not going to affect me. But then I was just only worried about the way the whole thing was carried out, how students were not pre-informed, because I know the whole daunting process it takes for you to apply to study abroad. Just moving out of your country is a whole lot of process, and how everything just happened at an instant was what just worried me. And I was just fighting for fairness and fighting for things to be done in the right manner. I was not going to be affected in any way. I was not to pay tuition fees, but I know given the situation, it was just nice for you to be informed. When I was about to come and study here, it was COVID, so you can imagine everything was closed, everything was locked down, and there was no information coming from anywhere. It was on YouTube we found our solace, and from there we heard that some schools cancelled admission for that year and took it over to the next year. And then I found that I was always informed, and that kept me at peace, that kept me at ease. So I was like, okay, why not do this now in return for those coming, and we have the situation at hand. And that was how this whole update started. And here we are in update season finale, update 21, and I will just be going quickly into what I am finalizing on. This was a very interesting news I saw during the week, which I don't know probably because of my economics background, and we like to link things to things and just find a conclusion for that, even though it's not the original conclusion. But then over the week in the news, they claimed that the International Students Union has received a whole lot of money from the government in grants. It's about 3.2 million kroners or more. First, in 2022, they received 1.9 million kroners in grants, and they got that a year before. But when you get such amount of money from the government, you are supposed to make financial statements and financial reports. So the International Students Union here in Norway to oversee the whole international student affairs. You know how all this politics thing. So in the news, government is requesting for refund of about 3.2 million kroners. I don't know if it's in kroners, it was just stated as 3.2 million. That they've given this amount of money to the International Students Union in grants, and when they call them for the financial reports, they never submitted any financial reports. When they check their website, there is nothing there. When they call them, no one answers. When they ring the bell of the office, it's stated on their website, the address, no one is there. And the last post on Facebook was since 2021, and then the Norwegian Student Organization are also saying there has been little communication with the International Student Union, or little commitment, or little cooperation between the two parties, or the two unions. So it's been so hard hearing from them, and I don't know, probably this is what has made the government so angry, and then they decided to start charging tuition fees because it's a whole waste of money. And I don't know if it's officially related or linked, but then that was what was in the news, and it was really eye-catching. So now on to the real issue. In update number 20, I gave you a breakdown on what was proposed by the committee to Parliament to Stortinget for them to debate on and for them to vote on. And from that update, we saw a majority had a stronger view for the proposal. They had stronger pointers. Their majority, so anything they say is right because they have the majority vote, and minority were just against, and they pointed reasons why they were against. So the votes happened on Friday. That was during the first treatment. After all the political parties came with their side of the story, it was voted, and majority passed it. Majority voted for, minority voted against, which we already knew was going to happen. The second treatment happened on Monday, on the 12th of June, and then from there they came up with the proposed law. So because they have to change the previous law of the free principle, they had to bring the new law. It's just similar to all what we've been talking about from the beginning. There was nothing new stated, and that is why this whole back and forth should just be over, because it's all the same thing that they said from the budget reading last year, and on and on and on, we are still on that same matter. So they have brought out the proposed new law officially, and it is just left for the king to sign. And with the king signing or the king not signing, that is where the confusion is. I don't know, I've not heard from all the universities. So for those of you that have heard from your university, that find some information from your university so important, you can leave it in the comment section so that other people can see what's going on in the other university, because that has been so helpful. When we were not getting a single update, we're getting updates from different universities, and it was easier to understand the situation. And based on that, that was why we were even saying there is some sort of hope lingering somewhere, because some universities were still not moving, or were still not putting things in place to start taking tuition fees. So if you've heard anything from, I'm thinking that all the universities by now must have sent invoice to their students. So if your university has still not sent anything, just let us know which university that is. Our king is supposed to sign the new law, and then from when he signs, or when he says it should be, that is when it should be. That is what was stated in the bottom of the law thing, the new proposal thing. But now The problem is, it was stated somewhere again by the president of the parliament that the law starts in effect, like effective on the day, which was yesterday, on the 16th of June. That was when this whole official thing came out, and that's why I've not had any updates for you, because it was just the same old stuff. So yesterday the official proposal came, which is what the king is supposed to sign, and that was when the president of Sultan said that they should just that it takes effect from that day and not any later date. So those of you coming to study in 2023 this autumn are supposed to pay tuition fees effective from yesterday. But then it's also stated somewhere that from when the king declares it should be, and it's also stated that the king would have to lay transitional rules on. And I am not trying to tell you to wait for that. If you have the tuition fees, if you know where to get the tuition fees from, pay the tuition fees. It was stated there again that if there will be a change in the law, if the king says, okay, you guys should start next year, you guys should start in 2 years, then they'll know how to refund your money back to you. Aside that, now if you have the money somewhere, if you know you can pay, just pay the money. If the deadline has not elapsed, just pay the money and start your visa application, because we've run out of time already. So in the comment section, a number of you have said that you have paid the tuition fees, and some of you still say you're finding challenges in transferring all the money. So it's just nice for us to know how the situation is for you, what it's like. Just let us know and just keep us informed on the process, how it was for you, if you've been able to transfer it. And now on to the scholarship part, because I've received a lot of questions regarding the scholarship scheme, because it was in the news during the week also that the minister has proposed to bring some scholarship for students so that there can be a balance in the intake, or there could be diversity in the universities. Okay, I don't know if anything is changing or anything has changed, but based on what was said at the beginning, when this thing was a budget bill and not a law last year in October, it was said emphatically, I don't know if that's the right context to use the word, it was stated, he said that there will be no scholarship for anybody this year. The government doesn't have money for that. That was what was stated. Government does not have money for that. So it's not included in 2023 budget. So if there will be any two situations or two cases, one, there will have to be a supplementary budget to include that for this year. Two, unless we wait for next year, because this year it was not included in the budget. And he said that the grants given to schools should not charge tuition fees. Schools should not charge scholarship. Schools should not give scholarship from the grant he is giving them this year. So with that, it's just left with those two things I've said. Either we just wait for next year or then. So now what can you do? What you can do is to go to your government secretariat, your scholarship secretariat. I know in Ghana we had the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat. I don't know how active that is still, if it's still on, but the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat had this. If you've received an admission offer to study abroad, you should bring your admission offer and then bring some other documents. And then there was also Get Fund in Ghana. So I don't know if those two were still good or were still active, as if they're still active as at now. But then there are options you can try. And for those of you that are able to get loans to study abroad from your country, it's also nice to get them. But I can't guarantee you'll be able to work hard enough to be able to repay them back, or I can't guarantee that, because the situation here, it just varies from person to person, as I've always been saying. If you can start to look at other opportunities, Norway should not be the end of the road for you. I always keep on saying this. This should not be the end of the road. Keep on pushing. Keep on pushing. I mean it when I say it. You should keep on pushing, because you might be somewhere else and you can just come and visit Norway sometime, but then probably God has a different plan for you. God has other doors for you. Don't let Norway be the end of the road. I keep on saying this. I know some students from different parts of Africa that your schools have collaboration with universities in Norway. They could have exchange programs for you, which those exchange programs are sometimes fully funded. You come here and then you just come in and chill. You're not working hard. You're just studying, and it's a very good avenue for you to just explore the country and see if it's a place you would want to be for longer. And then you can use the PhD route to come and study here. So it's not a closed door for you. There are other ways you can explore Norway. There are other ways you can live in Norway. If the tuition fee did not come in your way, either you go back and work harder to get the money to pay the tuition fees, or you get an exchange program, or you find a different country in Europe, and with that you can visit Norway anytime. And I think that's all I have for you in this final update. As always, it's been a date coming to you guys, and this is not the end of my YouTube. This is not the end of my channel. I will be bringing you different contents which might not be directly related to studying in Norway or international students or tuition fees in Norway. So if you want to know more about Norway, to see Norway through my eyes, you can stick and stay, but otherwise you can just feel free to unsubscribe. It's no problem at all. You can still stay on the channel if you enjoy what I'm doing and you just want to be updated on what I'm doing next, or if I'm going back to Ghana, or I'm remaining in Norway, or I'm going somewhere else after studies. If you want to know all of that, just stick and stay. But otherwise, I will see you in another part of the world. Maybe sometime I'll visit your country and then see you on the street or see you somewhere. It's really been exciting. It's been so interesting coming to you guys with this update. It's been a great experience for me, honestly, and I am so grateful for all your nice comments. Thank you so much for always being here, and to all those that have been encouraging me, those that have always been checking up and asking if there are no updates, those that even say I should just give an update even if there is no updates. Thank you guys so much, and as always, I will see you in my next video. Bye.
I just feel weight pushing on my chest and it squeezes till I suffocate. Better change my mindset, meditate. It's pretty cool that I'm alive and have better days. I could walk, see, hear, I should celebrate. Think I could change my mind, maybe elevate. Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days. Kinda stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do I work hard or live at my pace? You're only young once, yeah that's all great, but I also want a future where I'm okay. Living life is doing lots of cocaine. Wait no, it's living with no shame. Wait no, it's sleeping in on Sundays. I guess it's different for each of us and that's okay. Well I just wanna be happy. How to get there? Glad that you asked me. I think it's different for everyone. Some of us need work, others need fun. Some of us need purpose to overcome. But try to do what you love when it's said and done. Cause there's so many differences in each of us. Trust your gut, it can show you what you want. Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days.
This is not the full update I intend to give you, but you remember this whole tuition. I still can't believe, honestly, I was really hoping that from political parties have made it's important